Okay, so the first things first. Okay, so before I explain you share markets, this is something really important. I usually tell this in words, but then at the last moment, I thought, like in a movie, I had to put a disclaimer. Like in movies, they put all the characters in this movie are fictional, and it's not to hurt anyone's sentiment and that and this and all. So similar to that, there's a small disclaimer so that I don't get into any problem. Okay, don't worry, there is no like what you say naming and shaming any person. There is no what you say we are not going to do anything. But the point is this: read it out. This explanation is only to introduce the basic ideas about share market. That means whatever I am teaching here is not 100% going to be in the same way in the real share market. That is the very first thing I want to tell you. Okay, share market is a very deep topic. There is a lot to talk about, and in our lesson, okay, if you continue it, you can see the GCE O-level mathematics syllabus. We are going to stick with only the part which is necessary for our O-level syllabus, and that too in the O-level syllabus also, that too we are going to stick with the part which is mainly focusing on the maths part of it. So we are not going to talk about the business part of it much. Okay, doesn't mean it's 100% false also. The idea and the concept, the simplest form only, I'm going to explain it here. And for the sake of simplicity, I have made certain changes, okay, to suit the story as well. So conceptually, even though it's very similar, technically in real life, the stock market behaves differently than explained here. To improve further knowledge on the legal and more theoretical aspects of this, contact your teacher, BS teacher. BS means children, nothing else. Okay, BS means business studies. Okay, don't let your imagination run wild. So if you contact your commerce or business studies teacher, he or she might be able to actually explain you about stock markets in further details. Okay, so what we are going to learn is not 100% a lie. It's kind of like a basic version, and there are many things which will be changed when you are doing share markets in real life. Honestly speaking, even I have to learn a lot about real life share markets. It's a topic which I'm really interested in, something I want to learn for a while, but hadn't had the time. But what I'm teaching here will be valid only for the maths part of it. That is the O-level maths syllabus part of it. So I hope that message is clear, because out of this 140 odd students, there will be definitely one or two students who knows about share markets. Maybe their father, brother, someone works in that. So they will start asking, the Colombo Stock Exchange is there, no, the rates are not like this, no, what about that, what about this, and everything. The stockbrokers, there is a lot. So telling you all again, this is the basic, watered down, diluted version of the story. Okay, with that said, let's start. Okay, share market. Okay, the main reason for the disclaimer is not only for the students, probably this will be up in the YouTube as well, this part of the lesson. So definitely, what do you see? There will be criticism on what I have said here if any person knows about share markets properly. So I'm also aware that certain concepts here are not 100% exactly the same, but this is what suits your math syllabus over here. Okay, so share market for grade 11 by yours truly, Rizlan Hassan. Let's start. So I'm going to tell it in a story narrative form, because I believe in that way it's much more understandable, and it would give you a much more insight into the theory. So after I explain you the theoretical part of this, we will be getting into the question, and as usual, we will be discussing a lot of questions categorized into different types, and we will be doing exam type questions, and of course, followed by the online worksheet. So let's give it a try. So share market. So how does share market work? Let me introduce you the protagonist of our story. Okay, hero of our story, Mr. Siripala. You're familiar with him, okay, because that's the name I use quite a lot in my tudes and questions and all. So Siripala wants to start a good business after O-level. Since for his O-levels, he could not get a good results. Okay, so say he could not continue his further studies, so he wanted to start a business. Okay, so when Siripala, this is the fellow you haven't met, most of you haven't met him. So this is Siripala. He wants to start a business. So if Siripala, or anyone for that matter, wants to start a business, what does Siripala needs to start the business? What does he need, children? Yeah, you all will be answering what you say. He needs a place, he needs an idea, he needs what do you say? He needs the necessary, what do you say, if he is planning on doing anything related to goods, then he needs to buy the stocks and all. Mainly, broadly, I can say, to start a business, Siripala needs a business idea and resources And of course, the third one, money. That is the most important factor. So of course, he needs to have a good business idea. Okay, he has to find a problem and he has to provide a solution for that, and actually learn few words along the way, because your syllabus is not getting updated with the trend, but you all have to be update or perish. So people who start a new business, they are called as entrepreneurs, and also these small businesses mainly related around IT related stuff, we have a name, we call them as startups. Okay, get used to these words. Okay, so you need a good business idea, you need resources. So under resources, all the human resources and also the materials you need, those things will come. And of course, to accommodate all these things, the most important thing, whether you have a business idea or resources, the most important thing he needs to start the business and get going with it is the money. Okay, and I think most of you all do business studies as a basket subject, so you all know that initial amount of money, we call it as the capital. He needs a capital to start the business. Sometimes it's also called as stated capital. So these are the three things he needs for the business. So let's say he has a business idea. Let's say he has some friends to help him along with that as well. And now he needs money. So if Siripala needs money, okay, so now what is his business idea? This is his business idea. Siripala wants to start a startup. He has an idea to start a taxi hailing app called Take Me. Very original idea. Okay, even the name is very completely original. So he wants to start this. Okay, there you go, a small promo of Take Me taxi app. So he wants to start this. Cool. Then how can he get the stated capital? Now he has a business idea. Let's say he has the resources also. What are the ways in which he can get the capital which is required for his business? One way, okay, he can ask his parents. Okay, but given that he has not got a good resource for all levels, I don't think that's a good idea at the moment. Probably he will get a kick or a shot from the broomstick. Second one, he can ask for a loan. But in Sri Lanka, children, if you want to borrow a loan, you have to make sure you are rich enough, and you have to show that you are rich enough to show that you don't really need the loan. So you want to borrow 10 lakhs, you have to show about 20 lakhs worth of property, then only you get a loan. So therefore, it's also a difficult thing. And the third one, okay, this method is not much known, not only among students, even among general public. They are not much aware about the share market thing. Okay, but again, a small reminder. Technically, this is much complicated than what I am saying here. You can't just go for share markets. There is a whole lot of legal process behind it. So this is just to make things simple. Again, reminding. Okay, so yeah, another way to get the capital for a certain business is share markets. What you can do is you can take your business public. You can use share markets to get the initial capital you need. The amount of money you need to create the business or to run the business can be gathered through the share market. So how does that work? Let me show you. This is the basic principle of share markets, children. Okay. Now you need money. No. So this is Siripala. You need money. Now one way to get the money is you can go and ask an individual person. Okay, you can go to a friend and ask the amount of money you need. Say you need 10 lakhs rupee, 10 lakhs, or let's say you need 1 lakh. Just let's say you need 1 lakh rupee. You can go and ask a friend. Okay, Mashang, can you lend me 100,000 bucks? Okay, I'm going to start a business and I'll return you back. Now he's your best friend, BFF. Okay, best friend forever. Okay, you will even have your names tattooed on each other's bodies. Let's say that you are so thick friends. Okay. You will think, no, in all levels, what do you say? The friends you will have, you are very thick and you will be staying friends forever. So the point is this. So after all levels, you go and ask from that person, say that person, even though he has money, okay, he is not willing to give you money. Why? 1 lakh is a big amount. Okay, 1 lakh is a big amount. He does not have the trust to give you. It's a bit difficult, isn't it? Okay. But if you ask him like 10,000, that is a bit more likely, isn't it? Let's lower it down a little bit. If you ask like 1,000 rupees, he might give that because that's a very small amount. Okay. If you ask 100 rupees, much better, he will definitely give, at least to get rid of you. Okay. So that concept is what they use in share markets. Without asking one person a large sum of money, Okay, what they are going to do is, without asking one friend, if you ask like 20 friends the sum of money, now if you ask one person to get 1 lakh, he has to give the 1 lakh completely by himself. But if you ask from 20 people, they have to give you only 5,000 rupees each. Okay, they have to give you only 5,000 rupees each. Now, if you make it more, if you make it like 50 people, then they have to give you only 2,000 rupees each. If you make it like, what do you say, 100 people, they have to give you only 1,000 rupees each. If you make it like 1,000 people, then they have to give you 100 rupees each. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's easy to collect 1 lakh rupee. No, we just have to ask for 1 lakh people 1 rupee each. But that's called as begging children. So let's not get into that one. Okay. So basically, the concept of share market is the amount of sum of money you need for your particular company. You break it into very small amounts of money, very small chunks, very small parts of money, and you let people give you that money. You let people give you that money. This is the concept of share market. Without getting the money from one particular source, you get it from many sources. Actually, the general public. Okay, general public. Not only your friends, even unknown people can get involved in this. So let's see how this really works. Okay, so this is the concept. Let's see how this really works. So what happens is, Siripala calculates that he needs a capital of 100,000 to start the business. He decides to break that 100,000 rupees into 1,000 parts. Okay, so he's breaking the 100,000 rupees into 1,000 parts. Now, what do we call these parts as? Now, the 100,000 rupees is breaking into 1,000 parts. Now, what do we call these parts as? These small amounts of money he is breaking into, we call them as shares. We call them as shares. Okay, that means we can tell that Siripala is taking 100,000 rupees and breaking it into 1,000 shares. 1 lakh rupee is breaking it into 1,000 shares. You can say that. Then there is another name for that. Shares are also known as stocks, but that word is not much used in the syllabus, so we'll stick with shares. So yes, shares or stocks is the name. So the amount of money will get broken into 1,000 parts, right? Then, now if Siripala is breaking this 100,000 rupees into 100 shares, okay, what is the price of one share that Siripala has to issue? Simple, 100,000 rupees, okay, divided into 1,000 shares. That means each share must be how many rupees? 100 rupees. Each share must be how many rupees? 100 rupees. So he has 1,000 shares, each of which is 100 rupees. Now, because Siripala wants the ownership, let's say Siripala is going to keep a set of shares with him. Otherwise, the company will go away completely. No? So let's say Siripala keeps 500 shares with him and issues the remaining 500 to the public. Now, that's not a rule that he has to keep half and send half. It's not a rule. You can buy any number of shares you want and you can keep any number of shares you need. Most of the time, they keep 51% of the shares, so the ownership doesn't get passed away. But let's say, for the sake of this story, that Siripala keeps 500 shares with him. The balance 500 shares, he's issuing it to the public. So he's saying, okay, my company is there, take me, and you all can actually invest in that. This is my company, this is the idea. And if people see that your idea is good, that you are going to have a good business, what they would do is they will be interested in these shares, because shares are the ownership of the company, Okay, so people would be interested to get the ownership of your company, not the full ownership, a part of the ownership. So how does that work? So how does that work is, when you issue to the general public on our three favorite characters, Amal, Bimal and Chamal are making a guest appearance in the movie. Okay, the hero is still him. These guys are characters in the movie. So our Amal, Bimal and Chamal are interested in buying these shares. Now once Siripala issues the shares to public, these guys are interested. Okay, these guys wants to buy these shares. I think this is the first time you are meeting them. Meet Mr. Amal, Bimal and Chamal. You have heard about them, you have talked about them, but probably most of you are meeting them for the first time. What do we call them as? Okay, these people who buy shares from companies, we have some names from them. Mainly we call them as investors. Also another word we use is shareholders, but let's stick with the word investors here. let's stick with the word investors here. Right, okay, they are interested in the company. What do we call the money they used to buy shares? Now they have to give money to buy the shares. No, okay, what do we call that amount as? Now when you pay money to buy something, buy shares actually, we call that amount of money you're spending as investment. The amount of money you're spending, we call it as investment. Children, these words, okay, will be very important to understand questions. That's why I'm spending time on this. These words are very important. When you are doing the question, when they say investment, you have to know what they're talking about. When they're saying, shareholders, you have to know what they're talking about. Capital, you have to know what they're talking about. So that is why I'm mentioning these words also. So be very careful. Everything what I say here, even though it's put in a very interactive and fun way, none of them are useless. All the facts are very, very important when we will be getting into the questions. So right, cool. So investments. Let's see how much they invest. Right. The three investors are planning to buy the following number of shares. Let's see how much each of them buy. Amal wants to buy 300 shares in the company. Cool. Bimal wants to buy 150 shares. And Chamal wants to buy 50 shares. Now actually what happens is hundreds of people buy the shares. But here, for the sake of simplicity, only these three people, they buy all the shares. Cool. Now to buy the 300 shares, Amal should pay how much to the company? How much should he invest? Can you remember at the beginning, we learned the price of a share is 100 rupees. So if you're buying one share, you have to give 100 rupees. If you're buying 10 shares, it will be 10 times 100. If you're buying 20 shares, it will be 20 times 100. In here, Amal is buying 300 shares, which means he will be investing how much? 300 rupees into 10, that is how much? 30,000 rupees. Okay, he will be investing 300 rupees into 10, that will be 30,000 rupees. So similarly, Bimal will be investing how much? He is buying 150 shares. So 150 into 100, 15,000 rupees. And Chamal, 50 shares. So it will be 50 into 100, 5,000 rupees. So that means Amal pays 30,000 and Bimal pays 15,000, Chamal pays 5,000. Everything goes into the business. And Siripala has the money to run the business. These people have bought a certain part of the business. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. But children, okay. Now, this Amal, Bimal, Chamal, okay, they are not saints, no children, okay, they are not saints. Why are they coming and giving him money? In this world, children, no person in this world is ever going to do something for you, okay, without expecting something in return. They will expect, maybe like what you say, when somebody helps you, maybe they are expecting some money from you, okay. Or else they are expecting some popularity. They give you something, take a selfie and upload it. I give this much to this person, okay? Or else they will expect power. They will think, okay, if you are a minister, they come and give you some gifts. They expect you to do some things for them. So that they will expect. Or else what you say, they will expect popularity, fame, power, or money, okay? Or at least the best, at least if the minimum, like the best people, even the best people, when they do something to you, they expect at least a little bit of good deeds to go to heaven. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is, it's not bad. Basically what I'm saying is everyone in this world is going to do something only if there is something in return they will get. It should be money, it can be power, it can be popularity, or it can be at least part of the heaven. Okay, so these three people, Amal, Bimal, Chamal, they are not, angels, no? To come and help this Siripala fellow and, to bring up his company and to see him succeed. No, okay. These people also have some motives, children. See how they are grinning. Why do they come and give Siripala money? Because in return, they want something. They want what? Profit. Siripala, now they have given money. Siripala has to do the business, earn profit and give a part of the profit back to these people. Okay, then only they will be interested. Otherwise, they will not come and buy shares in your company. So they expect two kinds of profits. In share market, shareholders expect two kinds of profits. One kind of profit is known as dividend income, also known as annual income. Please remember, both are same. Dividend income, annual income. That income will be coming at the end of every year. So you buy shares in January, in the December, you will be getting that income. Every year it will keep on coming. Okay, but in our syllabus we are going to talk about only 1 year of dividend income. We don't talk more than that. Okay, so don't worry whether it will change in the second year, third year. Such questions are not included in our syllabus. So we will be talking maximum about 1 year, not like the interest or reducing balance questions which we did in the last weeks. And the second one is called as capital gain. Okay, so these are the two kinds of profits. Still, you don't know about this properly. I will teach about them. You have to give me some time. Just remember, dividends income is like annual income. Capital gain is like a more of a one-time income, and I will explain them both one by one. And dividend income happens in a place what we call as primary market, and capital gain happens in a place in the sense in a happens in secondary market. I'll explain all these words one by one. Okay, right, cool. So how does dividends work? Let's talk about this dividends income. Okay, this is how the dividends work. Now Siripala is there. Okay, Siripala will promise his investors to pay 10 rupees per share they buy. That means investors get 10 rupees per share as dividends annually. That means if you buy one share from Siripala's company, at the end of the 1 year, he will give you 10 rupees. Okay, now you might think I'm giving 100, that fellow is giving 10. It's not like that. No, it will keep on going every year. After 10 years, you will get your money back. Okay, and there is a way to get the money which you spend for the shares also that comes in capital gain. I'll teach you. So this is not a non-profitable one. This is very profitable if done properly. Okay, so that means Siripala promises if you buy one share from my company, I will be paying you 10 rupees as annual dividend income at the end of the year. Okay, now let's see what happens to our three investors. Who are they? Amal has 300 shares, Bimal has 150, and Chamal has 50 shares. Now, for one share, he is giving 10 rupees. Because Amal is having 300 shares, he will be getting 300 times 10, 3,000 rupees at the end of the year as annual dividends income. Then, Bimal has 150 shares, so 10 rupees each. And Bimal will be getting 1,500 rupees as his annual dividend income. And finally, Chamal has 50 shares and he will be getting 10 rupees each, which means he will be getting 5,000. That means at the end of the year, these people will get a profit of 3,000, 1,500 and 500, and they still own the shares also. So this is what you call as annual dividends income. This repeats every year. Let me put it slightly in this way. Honestly, what happens is in a real life share market, the profits increase and decrease every day. You can check it in the stock market like CSE. It increases and decreases every day, kind of like dollar rate. And depending on how a company is performing, only people buy shares. Depending on how, for an example, Zoom was a very normal company before the pandemic. Okay, at that time their shares would be very low in price. But now, since they have become a very influential app in the market, now their share market price would be really, really high. Okay, it would be really, really high, and lots of things affect share market in very, very different ways. Okay, so there are nice stories behind this. You will be surprised how even a small thing which happens in the world will affect a lot of things around the world. But this is not the time to talk about it. Just giving you a slight idea that this is not how dividends actually work. This is just to keep the idea simple. So let's imagine, for the sake of our lesson, what we are going to believe. We are going to believe that at the end of the year, they get a fixed annual dividend income, and every year this keeps on repeating, right? But as I told you, in our questions, we will be talking about only 1 year. So don't worry whether it will change after the next year. You don't have to worry about that, right? Then, okay. Now, this happens, okay? This what we talked about so far is actually the primary market, okay? Why this Amal, Bimal and Chamal are directly going and dealing with the company, the Siripala's company itself. There are no intermediate person. Okay, this is called primary market. When you buy shares directly from the company, you call it as primary market. And there is something called secondary market. Let me show you how the secondary market works. Now say Siripala is going on with the company, they are doing well, his shares are all sold, fine. Now another character, you know her also. Who is it? Who is that? Dumali. Now you are meeting all the characters we have been talking about all this time. Okay, so Dumali is here. So Dumali wants to buy some shares. She is interested in buying some shares. So what she says is, okay, she wants some shares from the company, but the company has sold all the shares. Siripala doesn't like to reduce his number of shares. Now he has 500 shares, but he does not like to give the shares to anyone. He wants the ownership. No. So Siripala shakes his head and says, no, can't do. Okay, no, can't do. I don't have any shares to sell. Okay, I don't have any shares to sell. Then now Siripala in the company, there is no more shares to sell. Siripala is not willing to sell his shares also. Dumali really wants to buy some shares. Now, what is the option she has? Since the primary market does not have any shares available, she has to go to the secondary market. And what is the secondary market? Secondary market. Where can Dumali buy the shares now? Since she can't buy it directly from the company, she has to go to the secondary market, and that means she has to buy from our Amal, Bimal, and Chamal. Amal is grinning like a very evil person, no? Okay, anyhow, so cool. Now that means she has to approach these three guys, okay, and say Amal is not interested, Bimal is not also interested, but Chamal, okay, he is a bit interested. Okay, Dumal is also a very young, good-looking person. So Chamal is kind of interested. Okay, so he says, okay, Dumali goes and asks to Chamal, can I buy some of your shares? Okay, can I buy some of your shares? So then what this Chamal fellow does is he's really interested. Okay, so when she's asking, this Chamal fellow also, completely fallen head over heels, and he says, okay, I'm willing to sell the shares. Okay, I will sell the shares. Not only some shares, he's actually willing to give all the shares, take all my shares. Okay, all my shares are for you. Okay, my life is also for you. So he does some sort of thing like that, and he says, buy my 50 shares. Right, but okay, no matter how much, what do you say, Dumali is asking, Chamal, even though he's willing to sell the shares, he's also not a dumb fellow. Just because, Dumali is smiling at him, he's not going to be stupid. Okay, now, look at this one. Now, we know Chamal bought the shares at 100 rupees. Okay, somebody is coming and asking him the 50 shares. What do you think? Okay, if you are Chamal, okay, will you sell it for the same price? That would be stupid, right? Doesn't it? Now, say you have a pen which you bought for 10 rupees and someone is coming and asking you, can I buy your pen? Okay, you don't have to sell it for 10 rupees. You can say, okay, give $100 and take. If they are that interested, they can buy. Okay, so similarly, now the demand is there. So what Chamal can say is, okay, you buy my shares. Okay, you buy my shares, but okay, I won't sell it for 100. I bought it for 100. Okay, but I won't sell it for 100. I will sell it for a little bit of a higher price. Okay, I will sell it for a higher price. Maybe for the sake of example, okay, let's say 120. He will say, I bought them at 100 each, but I will be selling them at 120 only. Okay, okay, like not like that. He will tell it in a polite way. So what do you say? That's how he sells the shares. Okay, then if Dumali is interested, she can buy the shares. So what happens? What is the total amount received by Chamal for selling the shares? By the sale of shares, by selling shares, how much does he receive in total? Okay, now he has 50 shares now. The 50 shares he is selling for 120 each, which means he is going to get the amount he gets by selling the shares. Remember, the words are very important. The amount he gets by selling the shares is actually 6,000. It's actually 6,000, right? But what is the price at which he bought the shares? Can you remember at the beginning? 50 shares into 100 rupees, 5,000 rupees. But he is selling at 6,000 rupees. That means what is the profit he gains by selling these shares? He gets, okay, Chamal's investment is 5,000 and the profit is equal to 6,000 minus 5,000, which is 1,000 rupees. So by selling shares, he is getting 6,000. By selling shares, he is getting a profit of 1,000, an income of 1,000. Okay, this profit you get by selling shares. This profit you get by selling shares is known as what, children? Capital gain. This profit is what you call as what? Capital gain. I told you at the beginning, not at the beginning, in the middle, that there are two kinds of profit. One was dividends. I already discussed about that. The second kind of profit is actually the capital gain. So what is capital gain? The profit. 6,000 is not the capital gain. Huh? 6,000 is the amount of money he receives by selling the shares. Okay, amount of money he receives by selling the shares. The profit he gets 1,000. That is what you call as the capital gain. So the total capital gain is 1,000, and each share he sold for 20 rupees extra. So capital gain per share is 20 rupees. The total capital gain is 1,000 rupees. We will be doing a lot of questions related to this, but for now, just understand the concept. So that means now what is this Chamal's total profit? What is Chamal's total profit? He made two profits. One profit, can you remember? The dividends income. He got 10 rupees for each share. Okay, 10 rupees for each share. That means the total profit, the dividend income he got is actually 1,000. The dividend income he got is actually 1,000. And now he got a profit of, sorry, not 1,000. The dividend income was 15 to 10, 500. And he got a capital gain of 1,000. So that is altogether his profit is basically how much? 1,500 rupees. He got a total profit of 1,500 rupees by investing 5,000 rupees. And remember, he gets the 5,000 also back. Okay, altogether he got 6,000 rupees. From that, the 5,000 is the initial amount he put. Extra he got 1,000 and extra he got 500. So that means he gets his money back and he gets 1,500 back. Basically without doing any work. This is how the share market works. Okay, so finally, Siripala, Amal, Bimal, everyone lived happily ever after. This is the concept of share markets. Right, wait, you are looking for Chamal, no? Okay, Chamal, some of you know the happy ending actually. Chamal is also there, don't worry, okay, Chamal is also there. He got married with Dumali and they also kind of lived happily ever after. So, this is how the share markets can be explained. Okay, so again, this was only the theory. Now we have to get into the part where we do the questions related stuff, and I think we have about another 2 hours odd for that, and there I will be breaking down whatever you learned here step by step. We are going to do it through questions. Hope you all understood this.